But we do seem to be doing all right. There we go. We want to exit that. We want to exit that. Should be cleaned up pretty well. You guys get to see a little bit of my computer coming through there. So we got 40 seconds remaining on this. Ormas replied. Oh, that's cool. I will Skype him after this game if he is still on. Trying to set up. I've got a buddy, not a buddy, but a guy who wants to try to duo cast with me. So I'm going to see if I can get that on rather than solo casting all these games. I'm going to be talking with him afterwards and see if that will work out. But beautiful job between these two teams. We got Team Stick It versus Team Take It. Blue team versus purple team, another game of League of Legends, and we are getting right into game right on time. So it's going to be a fun game either way between these two teams. And it seems like the league has kind of cleaned up a little bit. We're going to have to change this over to Team Stick It versus Team Take It. Boom. Oh, it's a little bit off. Sometimes it does that. It's hard to make sure that it's always on par. But Team Stick It versus Team Take It. And we all know that if you have beautiful skins, you have beautiful wins. The more skins you have, the more skill you have. So we've got Aether Wing Kale coming out here. Great skin with that gold border. Bought system on the Tundra Hunter Warwick, have that skin myself. And then, of course, everyone's favorite Tristana skin, because most of all, it's free. The Riot Girl Tristana, can't go wrong with that beautiful pink hair. But for Team Purple, we've got Dragon Slayer Vayne. Great skin as well in that bottom lane. Very popular, but who wouldn't want that incredible skin? Piltover Customs Heimerdinger. Name almost too long to stick inside of that. Whoa, we are already in game. The loading went crazy fast. We didn't even finish off which teams had the rest of the skins. We're going to actually jump over here real fast in the stream and see Xin Zhao's normal. Do we have any other skins coming out here? Galactic Nasus, great skin there. And I think that's a basic Soraka skin. So, alright, now that we're actually in game, I needed to go over here and switch my in-game status. And that way we actually have what it should look like. So, Team Stick It versus Team... There we go. Beautiful and ready. Needs to be bumped just a hair over to the side, but otherwise it is pretty good. Looks like we've got a blue invade here from Team Stick It. They're up here in that top bush here, the tri-bush. Purple team has not even made their way up here. We have all 5 members of Team Stick It up here ready to engage. Purple team does not see it. They've got some wards down there, but the thing usually with these teams is that they don't really push into the enemy base, at least for a little bit, or the enemy jungle. So, but we do have a full invade, and I don't believe that Team Take It has any idea whatsoever. Nasus did not get his trinket ward there, and I almost forgot. That is a reminder that I need to put everybody in their correct positions. We've got Leona down here with the Tristana, the mid lane Kale with the top lane Warwick, and the jungle Olaf. As you hear that Tristana laughing herself away. And then over here we've got the support Soraka, ADC Vayne, mid lane Heimerdinger, top lane Nasus. Oh, here we go. Nasus making his way up here. The Bulldog going to be instantly jumped on by Leona. Really have enough to flash over the wall. He does not. Tries to walk his way out of it, but not going to be fast enough. He did use the... whoa, this is a little bit loud. Sorry about that, guys. He did use the Ghost, so that is going to be down, which is going to make getting back to lane a little bit slower. However, the nice thing is for his team is that he does have teleport, so he's not going to miss too many minions. But that does mean that bottom lane is going to get back very late. And that is a red start for Sizzle Rizzle. He did grab that red buff, so we will see. Xin Zhao is going to make his way over, and that way he makes sure that he gets the red buff from blue team, as they are simply the junglers trading red buff. Now, Olaf will be a little bit actually behind here because he did not get either of the small minions, whereas Xin Zhao did. He did just ward that red buff, so he may be actually waiting for Olaf. He did get his blue buff. The camera's not over there, so I can't see him fighting it per se just yet. But in that bottom lane, Tristana and Leona did make their way back in, so they will be starting to farm. But that Tristana is already about 5 farm behind. behind. So we'll see if she can catch up, as Warwick is about the same in the top lane. So they're going to have to do really well. Cactus System getting a little bit of damage, taken down to about half health there in the mid lane, as Heimerdinger continues to feed him up a little bit. Bullfrog in that top lane, just bouncing back and forth, doing a little bit of high fives with Warwick, with the pimp cane of that Susan. Nice jump from Leona, gets the stun with her Q onto Braxis. Going to be taken down just a little bit, though, as GS Make It actually took a little bit more damage, a little more bang for the buck, as he was taken down to about half health. However, he is very tanky Leona, so should be able to regen that up without too much of a problem. Also has the help of that Relic Shield, whereas Soraka only has the speed boost of that GP5 item. So Cactus System already healed back up, just going to continue to harass Heimerdinger in the mid lane. Both of them in the mid lane at that nice 15 farm, even out pretty well. Olaf did do the first back. Sinzao has not backed yet. He was looking for an opportunity to jump on Olaf, knowing Olaf might come looking for the red buff. But instead he's going to go bottom lane as blue team is pretty pushed up. He does come in here. There we go. He does have double buff, but no OSG, or OGS, I'm sorry, Make It, is going to be able to walk away from that, as well as Tristana. Trist does have her jump already. AH Ocelot on that Tristana. Does already have the leap, so not going to be having too much of a problem. Bop this system in that top lane as a melee fighter, going to have to farm really well. 12 farm to the 19 farm of Susan. When that Wither goes down, it's going to be hard for Warwick to get out of that. It's going to be really difficult. Bulldog running around in circles up there as they continue to just kind of go back and forth, playing a little bit of a farming game. I do believe that Nasus farms a little bit faster than Warwick in general circumstance, as his Q does continue to go up. However, Warwick does have a good bit of mana still to his name, and so should be able to farm without too much of a problem. Seems like both these teams, other than that early jungle invade and that grab kill on Nasus in that top lane, both these teams are pretty calm at the moment, not playing anything too crazy. Just farming away, waiting for an opportunity to gank. Nasus getting a little bit of farm above the Warwick. He does have a pretty good wave up there, so that farm is still potential for him to be able to grab, but he is going to be pushed back towards his tower in that top lane. Looks like Xin making his way up there as well. Just going to jump in the bush, though. Trying to check it out and make his way away. There is no ward, so Warwick did not see him. However, he's already being pushed back underneath his tower, so there's no real reason for Xin to go up there. So neither of these teams with too many wards in the jungle at the moment. A lot of wards spent in that bottom lane. 2 wards from blue team, grabbing up both of the bushes, as well as a ward in the river as well. So that's a lot of vision. Kale actually being taken very low health, but there's a nice jump from Baraxis, doing a good job dodging OGS Make It. He is going to get the stun, which is going to follow it with the slow, that undertow from Olaf that did burn the heal from Baraxis. So did well, actually that was the heal from Soraka. I'm sorry, Sarek used that heal, which did keep Vayne at least a little bit out of Team Sticket's hands. So the Vayne is still alive. Olaf going back into the jungle. Xin just grabbing those wraiths. Draco being very low on mana, as Kale was forced to back because of low health. Heimerdinger just going to back himself, the donger of them all. Excuse me. Ugh. About 10 farm ahead over Kale, so doing well for himself in the mid lane. But now it is Kale's turn to farm back up in that mid lane. The nice thing about a Heimerdinger is that for at least a short period of time, your turrets can farm for you, even if you are not there, if you are backing or recalling. Boop the system doing a nice job of keeping those minions off of that tower. However, he did push up pretty hard, which caused Nasus to kind of question. Nasus did have a ward in that bush, so was able to see as Kale made her way up there, trying to take advantage of the fact that Heimerdinger did back. However, that meant that Kale did not get a whole lot of farm back, as Heimerdinger still is sitting with that 10 farm over that Kale in the mid lane. Bottom lane just continuing to go back and forth. Tristana now having a little bit of an edge against, or in the minion farm. Just a little bit above that 4 farm over the Vayne. Vayne get a little bit of poke on Doge. Yes, Make It. Braxis, look at those heals from Soraka coming out. Just keeping that Vayne full health. Not any problem. Did you make a mess? Oh my gosh. Made a mess all over the place. It's just water though, so it'll heal up, not a problem. But nice jump there from Leona onto you went to Jared. Going to knock him down to about half health there as Soraka burns another heal on him. He's just going to have to back out after a very unsuccessful gank. Nice blue team ward there, stick it warding. OGS make it doing a nice job of keeping the wards in all of these bushes, and that ward of that tri-bush certainly helped. They knew that Xin Zhao had made his way to the bottom lane. Nice jump onto Vayne, however, not as a little bit further maybe than Leon initially was deciding or desiring to go, as just going to back off after that one. Boop, the system being taken down to about half health there. However, it does have some pretty good regen on the Warwick, so it is a well-known thing. Draco in the mid lane, down to about a quarter mana, but he did get the blue buff from Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao doing a nice job giving that over. Xin Zhao now making his way over to the to Team Sticket's side and looking for this red buff. Good job timing that, as Olaf is just coming out of the base. So going to be at a disadvantage. He's going to have to just make his way towards the blue and then all the way over to red, but red will already be gone at that time as Xin Zhao already has it. Just a little bit of farm over the Olaf. However, if we switch over here to the gold view, I think overall it's Olaf came out a little bit ahead in the gold, about 2,100 gold versus the 2,000 just reaching now from Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao actually, despite having grabbed some really nice buffs, is actually a little bit behind on overall gold. So good job from Olaf keeping up, despite being down in farm, has the advantage of that gold. Heimerdinger getting a nice massive turret that's going to do a lot of damage to Gak the system, and it did take a lot of damage from the tower before finally going down. However, you went to Jared coming in from the back line, going to leap in, and that's Gak the system using a nice ultimate on herself, forcing the flash from you into Jared. It is going to have to back off from that, despite being very low health. Olaf waiting just off the wing to see if Xin Zhao will stick around. He does have that passive healing off of minions if there are minions to attack. Sizzle Rizzle coming in now, and that's actually going to be him jumping underneath the tower. He went to Jared taking yet another tower shot before backing off. Olaf himself deciding, I don't really want to fight 2v1, so I'm just going to go back into my jungle and just continue to farm happily away. Recalling there by that second tier tower in the mid lane. Xin Zhao deciding he can farm up a little bit more before backing. No reason to back when you're not dead just yet. Draco getting a lot of damage with those middle turrets. However, it is going to be OGS Make It coming into the mid lane. Got to get a nice stun onto Draco. I don't think the turrets are going to keep him alive for long. He does have that blue buff, but the cooldown's not there to help him out. And OGS Make It picking up the kill in the mid lane, doing a nice job roaming mid to help out Buddy, as Team Take It did not quite have the wards in that river to keep an eye on where that Leona was going. When you've got a Leona, you've got the CC, and that is what you need. She's going to be coming in here from the side, as Olaf actually makes his way here as well. Baraxis getting a little bit of damage. That Tristana leaping in, though. There's that nice stun onto Baraxis. It's going to get the flash, but the Leona follow-up is going to do a lot of damage. Baraxis actually gets the shield, but Ocelot has the damage. Going to be finishing off with a beautiful ultimate, and that will be death. Despite the barrier from Vayne, not going to be enough, and that is Baraxis going down. And the third kill for Team Stickit, doing a nice job in this game so far, turning that kill into a dragon as well, or at least attempting to. Kale is making her way down there, however, going to be pulling both the Xin Zhao and the Heimerdinger as well. So Raka also there just to help out, doing a nice job with that team. And it is going to be Tristana actually trying to tank the tower. Sizzle Rizzle just off to the side, not really want to get caught out as he has extremely low health. There's that teleport in though from Nasus. That's going to be a lot of pain for everyone here on blue team. Sizzle Rizzle has popped the ultimate, but that's not going to keep him alive as long. Nice kill ultimate is going to keep him alive just a hair longer. Tristana going ahead, leaping over the wall, saying, abandon ship. Not going to be able to help my team out. And that is 3 kills over to purple team. However, Team Stickit did get the dragon. Nasus teleport not quite fast enough to help out with that, but a beautiful job grabbing up 3 kills from Team Take It, ready and waiting for that fight. Thought it was pretty silly that Olaf hiding just off to the side, waiting for an opportunity to jump in. Did get the nice kill ultimate, which kept him alive for a little bit. However, not going to be enough, especially with the Wither from Nasus, as purple team, or Team Take It, really punishing now Team Stick It for getting that dragon, already finishing off the mid turret as well as the bottom turret. So that is 2 turrets over to Team Take It, as they are now in about 1,000 gold in the lead on Team Take It side. So doing a great job. Bopdis system still hanging out here. I don't think Bullfrog knew that he was in there, but he made a guess. Ugh. Excuse me, sorry. Throwing down that little bit of AoE just to kind of keep an eye and see if Warwick was up there without having to go in. The Bullfrog is really low on mana, so going to need a little bit of help pretty soon, or we're going to have to back off. His teleport is down, and that is why he does not want to back, as he knows he will not get back up into that top lane in time to save it if he lets Warwick get to it. So he's just hoping to farm it out and keep these minions off of the tower as long as possible. In that bottom lane, nice early pink ward from Leona. We'll be able to get some good vision in that river just in case Zinzao decides to come back and party again, as Tristana now comes up towards that bottom lane tower. We'll see if they're able to take it. However, Warwick is doing a lot of damage to that top lane. Nasus not really having the mana to do much about it, just trying to clear some of this minion wave, but not fast enough. Boop the system now doing a good bit of damage to the Bullfrog. Well, was doing some damage, not a whole lot. Both of them kind of just high-fiving back and forth. Yak the system, a nice stun though from Draco. However, going to use the ultimate just to negate some of that damage from Heimerdinger in that mid lane. He did use his own ultimate on the big turret and got a good bit of damage off. However, despite forcing Kayle back, was not able to get a kill off of it. Olaf waiting just on the side, but they had a ward in there, so they knew that he was there. Now Xin Zhao is going to be making his way over. Will they be able to catch him out? He does have his Ragnarok available, so it's very hard to catch an Olaf when he has that up. However, he's just going to back off and go back to safely farming. In the top lane, Warwick backing off a little bit as well. Good wards coming out here from Team Stick It in that bottom lane. However, Team Take It's got the top lane all warded up. Or the top jungle, I'm sorry. One by Baron, one by the river mid lane, and one in that tri-bush as well, and that towards that top lane. So in the bottom lane, both these teams once again continuing to push in. Tristana, despite no, he did not die. I'm sorry. So Tristana, because didn't die, a little bit ahead in farm by about 20 farm. However, that is going to be Warwick leaping in and destroying Draco with the help of Kayle as well. Gack the system there for the gang. Ketchenheimer out. The Donger took a little bit too long sitting in that river, and Warwick just leaping in to get the ultimate onto him. Keep him in place long enough for Kayle to finish him off. Or sorry, for him to finish him off, but Kayle to get some good damage. So great job there. Excuse me. Warwick in that top lane, pinging that Nasus has disappeared. Nasus does not have his teleport. However, his top lane turret already went down, so no reason to be pushing that. Sarek doing a nice job down here in that bottom lane, just keeping the AD healthy and alive. You can see there, Varaxis has been in that bottom lane for a while, I believe, and still full health and full mana. However, Ocelot, same boat, coming in this bottom lane. OGS and Mika looking for an opportunity to jump onto Varaxis. Not going to really find one, though, as Ocelot makes the way up. Blue team does not have a tower down here, so going to have to play a little bit defensively, which is a bit of a problem for the Leona Tristana, as they are both very offensive champions. Leona really likes to jump in and get some stuns down. Tristana likes to jump in. She can be played defensively, but is not really the best route to go. It's not really how a Tristana is played regularly. So 4 kills to 3. Team Stick It just a little bit in the lead here. However, Team Take It actually very close to evening out the gold. Only a couple hundred gold behind, as you went to Jaren, picking up his red buff. I think he did give his blue buff over to Draco. However, that disappeared with that Leona gank in the mid lane. Sizzle Rizzle covering for the Kayle, who's making her way back to lane, as making sure Heimerdinger doesn't push all the way up into a second tier turret. Both that mid lane and bottom lane able to be pushed up towards that second tier turret. However, nice job from Team Stick It, keeping Team Take It from being able to push up. Really stopping them at those tower places. Middle of the line mid lane, middle of the line bottom lane. Keeping them there, not really allowing them to push much. So Team Take It did leave bottom lane there. Oh, I got to scoot over a little bit. I'm not exactly in the middle of the frame. Did leave bottom there before headed back down. So that is Vayne finishing off her Bork, a great item to back for, as Tristana has already finished off her Infinity Edge. Really rushed that, even over finishing her boots. Just have a lot of those items, but you went to Jared jumping in, gonna get the system down to about half health there. However, did not have the rest of the knock-up as Warwick did flash out. So his flash is down, but he's still pretty healthy. And yeah, he does have his ultimate up as well. As blue team picks up yet another dragon. Nice job, a little bit of distraction. They saw that the jungler was in that top lane. Nice job using the ultimate to knock Xin Zhao down very low health. However, that passive heal from Warwick will keep him alive up there with no problem. But that meant that Team Stick It knew that there was the jungler in that top lane so they could get dragon. As Team Take It did not have dragon, only had 3 members down there for that fight. You went to Jared jumping in again on Warwick. However, he's going to chase on to Xin Zhao. We've got a fight in this bottom lane, though. Braxis going in is actually Gak the system being taken down very low health. A lot of heals there from Soraka, though. Actually used the ultimate both on herself and Baraxis on the Vayne, taking her with the ultimate from Tristana, though, is going to put her down only less than a quarter health there. Draco getting hit a little bit from AH Ocelot as well as he jumps in here. Very low mana. However, that might be enough to finish off one of blue team's members here. Gak the system still at about a quarter health as well. However, that KL does have a good bit of mana, so we'll be able to heal up without too much problem. Really waiting to see where those heals are necessary before using them. Soraka with a lot of heals as well, putting Vayne all the way back up to almost full health there. And that is the power of the Soraka with a sustain. No reason to back. We've got heals for you all day long. Draco still taking a little bit of damage in that bottom lane. Tristana with the long range shots just continuing to poke away. Interesting that Team Take It has not had an opportunity, or has either just not gotten into the bush with that pink ward, or has not got an opportunity to really grab it. That may be another thing, is that just because you know pink ward's there doesn't mean that it's safe to actually go and try to get it. Draco's sticking around, but there is a blue ward in that bush, so he is seen, and the blue team knows that he is there. Team Sticker just backing off from that bottom lane. They said, we almost won that fight and almost got the tower. That's enough for us. Let's go ahead and back. We also got dragon, so we're doing pretty well. In the top lane, though, Team Sticker did lose their tower, despite not losing any member. I don't think, did Warwick go down? No, he did not go down. Just kind of got chased around before causing Nasus to back up as well. Xin Zhao coming in the middle, Sizzle Rizzle using that ghost to jump out. However, going to turn around, come back in, throw in that undertow. Will he be able to land it on somebody? Getting a little bit of damage onto the Bullfrog as you went to Jared jumping back in. Sizzle Rizzle being taken out down to about half health there as Gak the system gets knocked in the air. You went to Jared coming back in. Sizzle Rizzle very low health. Will it be enough? There's the ultimate from Gak the system, keeping him alive for a little bit longer. Xin Zhao jumping underneath the tower. Will it be enough? The Bullfrog actually picks up the kill, but boop, the systems with the ultimate gonna finish off Xin Zhao, keep him there long enough, and now that is Warwick looking to finish off the Susan. Not gonna be enough though. Nasus being able to walk away from that with that super powerful wither, basically saying, you're not going anywhere, let me walk away. That is the problem with a 1v1 against a Nasus. However, the system around the corner from a lot of Team Take It's members, 5-4, kill for kill, answering each other. They are actually exactly at the same amount of gold, despite 4 towers in the lead for Team Take It. They got that top lane tower, all of the tier 1 towers, and during that fight in the mid lane was able to get that tower in the bot lane as well, since the blue Team Stick It's attention was kind of really drawn elsewhere. So both these times really fighting a good game, but this game is extremely even, still at the 21-minute mark. So we will see how long these teams hold out. Warwick coming out 3-0, doing a great job. However, on Team Take It's side, they're holding pretty well. Nasus at 2-1, and the rest of the team with a mix back and forth. Soraka actually has a kill for herself. However, really rushed that speed boost item. Whoop, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera there. Talisman of Ascension, and that means they are going to be able to speed around a bit. And we do have some lag issues. It's not terrible though. Hopefully you guys will be able to hang in there through it out. That Gak the system now using a nice heal to keep herself alive against the Bullfrog. Got a little bit of damage, but Bullfrog, look at the damage that Q does, just taking chunks of her health out. If they decide to get in a full-on brawl, my money is on the Nasus. Bullfrog doing good work in that top lane. 158 farm, Warwick 155. Xin Zhao a little in the lead. We saw earlier that he was actually lower gold despite being in the lead in farm. Is going to just jump straight in onto OGS, make it. However, that's a lot of blue team's members coming out here. You went to Jerry using the ultimate to knock a lot of blue team's members away, but Tristana jumping in, gonna finish him off. Nice disengage there from Heimerdinger, using a nice stun, as well as pushing a lot of members of blue team back. I think it was actually a flash from Warwick, as well as the knockback from Braxis' Condemn, which meant that a lot of blue team members, or Team Stick It, got kind of pushed away from that fight, despite Xin Zhao going down. So I thought I heard that a team lost a tower. Oh, it was in that bottom lane. Purple team, Teams Take It, lost that tower due to minions. The minion wave actually was just enough to finish off that tower and take it down. So they did lose another tower in that bottom lane. Now 2 towers over to Team Stick It, 4 towers to Team Take It, going back and forth, doing work. 6 kills to 4. Team Stick It just a hair in the lead, but that's not much. Sticking together as a tight-knit group, though. Sarek and Braxis making their way towards the bottom lane. They are missing their blue buff, but I think they know it. It might have been Xin Zhao that actually picked that up, as Gak the System has the blue buff for Team Stick It. Heimerdinger already has finished off that Zhonya's, that invincibility, kind of making up for the fact that Kayle has her own invincibility with her ultimate, but I think Kale's actually comes back a little bit faster than the Zhonya's. Bop the System kind of standing on a ward. He doesn't know the one's there, but he's chilling. His tail's wagging back and forth over it. Draco showing no signs of knowing that it's there, getting a little bit of damage onto OGS to make it before just playing defensively. Kind of baiting Warwick out to kind of sit there for a while, say, hey, I'm kind of available, but I'm kind of not. So nice job, though, from Team Stick It. They know that Dragon's up. However, Team Take It is going to defend this one this time. They've got 4 members down here, and Nasus is making his way out. Does have the teleport up as well. They are looking to maybe grab this dragon. If Leona does back, that's going to be huge, but no, she cancels at the last second. So there is all members of Team Stick It down here. Nasus making his way towards the top lane. However, does have that teleport up. Needs to teleport soon if Team Stick It's going to jump in. That dragon's down to about half health here as Purple Team is right around it. Nasus still has not used the teleport just yet, but Blue Team coming in here for the fight. A nice job with that ultimate from... Lots of invulnerabilities coming out. The Zhonya's as well as the ultimate from Kayle. Boop the System being taken very low health as Braxis actually gets a nice leap back with the tumble and is going to have a lot of damage for the rest of the team. Sizzle Rizzle being taken low health. However, Tristana is able to finish him off. Should have the range to finish off the Bullfrog as well. That red buff ticking away. One shot from Ocelot will be enough to finish off the Bullfrog. Just waiting for that jump in. But no, Ocelot's going to back off. Maybe just not sure that she could catch up. Maybe deciding that instead to go for the tower. Not really worth endangering herself to grab a kill. Nasus does have that Wither and had a lot of mana available, and between all that walking should have had it up, which meant that if Tristana left in, even if she got a shot off, she would be underneath the tower, as well as Nasus with the Wither would be able to slow her underneath the tower, and that meant that she might have died regardless. So I decided to play a little bit of the safer route, try to stick with that 0 deaths job so far, 303. Heimerdinger complaining, not my tower, I named him Timmy the Tower. How could you do that, you monster? As Tristana is backing off in that mid lane. So we're going to actually jump back real quick and watch that team fight breakdown once again. Oop, jump back a little bit too far. So where were we at? Here we go. So Purple Team Take It right around the dragon. The dragon goes down. Xin Zhao picking that up. However, there is that Warwick jumping in, getting a lot of the damage down. And that is Leona leaping in, doing a nice job of jumping straight onto, I think she stuns the Heimerdinger. No, stuns the Soraka, which means Soraka doesn't have the rest of the heals. Ocelot jumping over the wall. There is that heal from Sarek, trying to keep himself alive a little bit longer, but not enough. There's Draco using that Zhonya's to keep himself alive a little bit in the craziness that all of this. Braxis doing work from the side. The Bullfrog jumping straight onto Ocelot, however, doesn't have a Wither up and available as he used it instead on the, I believe, Warwick. Boop the System, finishing off Heimerdinger after coming out of the Zhonya's, and now very low health, trying to jump onto Braxis as Gak the System continues from the sidelines to duke it out with the Xin Zhao. Sizzle Rizzle also there with the damage. Nice shutdown from Vayne on the Warwick, but not going to be quite enough as Kale actually finishes off the Xin Zhao before backing off. The Bullfrog, though, has a lot of damage coming in as the rest of blue team members really focused on the tank. Suddenly realize, oh, Braxis is still up. Maybe we go for the AD, and that is going to be Braxis getting a lot of damage. However, the Bulldog still fighting with Kale. Gonna finish her off. Look at all that gold bounce back and forth as Ocelot, still full health, completely unfocused during that entire fight, was able to get away. So great job there. I'm going to speed back up as we run through the rest of the teams, kind of just collecting and come out here and jump back to where we were. Report Trist, no jump. Did not have the jump available. So 10 kills to 8. Nice job from Team Stickit. Whoa, we're jumping right back into another team fight here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys need to slow down just a little bit. Gak the system being taken very low. Nice condemn from Baraxis. Push her into a wall, and that spells death for her as the stun just lasts way too long. I don't even believe that Kale's ultimate was available. It was available, but just didn't really have an opportunity to use it, despite trying to flash to safety. So you went to Jared now, full health with the red buff. That is a lot of full health members of purple team coming in here towards the mid lane. The damage from Vayne getting very scary. 168 farm with the Bork and Fan Dancer finish. Look at them take out that tower as you went to Jared also grabbing damage. Sizzle Rizzle throwing those condemned axes, just trying to finish off some of the minions. Ocelot getting the silence, but not the stun from Heimerdinger. And now Bot the System coming in from the sidelines, looking for maybe jumping on a kill, but they are not close enough to death for Warwick really to get his passive up, so it's not going to help him out here as Nasus pushes his way in that bottom lane. He did get those boots, or what kind of, I guess he was using Ghost just to kind of jump in there a little bit. He did have that speed boost, but it kind of went down, so I guess that was the Ghost, maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure. Usually, oh, it was that Trinity Force, there we go. Look, I finally found what I'm looking for. Trinity Force gives that Nasus the speed boost that he needs every time that he grabs a hit. Using the ultimate on himself, going to back off from those 3 members of blue team. However, Ocelot finding out Vayne is just going to destroy her with that jump and the use of her ultimate. And that is the AD going down for Team Take It. Now 11 kills to 9. Team Stickit just a little bit in the lead with kills, but actually still down about 2,000 gold in overall gold count. OGS make it doing some work, clearing some wards. It is Olaf that actually picked up a scrying ward, so going to be able to use that to check on these dragons and barons when they come up. Oh my gosh, my nose is extremely itchy, which is just a nightmare when trying to shoutcast. Sarah getting the mid lane, getting a little bit of damage onto the minions as the Bullfrog and Draco make their way out towards the mid lane to defend it. If blue team decides to push, Sizzle Rizzle clearing a pink ward in that top lane. Gotta grab those pinks when they come available. So report the Trist, says Mr. Johnson 3601, saying we don't need that Tristana. She's just a little bit crazy in that mid lane. Tristana has already finished a Bork and an Infinity Edge, has a lot of damage. Looks like both these teams are interested in Dragon. That pink ward a little bit too close to the wall. Purple team picking it off. Not a problem at all. And that pink ward is actually either not able to see their normal ward over the wall in that top lane, the normal sight ward, or they just cleared the ward fast enough that blue team did not go for it. Soraka nearly getting jumped on by Leona, but not quite enough range. The scrying ward from Leona doing a good job of continuing to clear these wards. Draco a little bit forward, keeping his turrets back there towards the tower, just keeping them safety, kind of that back line in case they do get pushed back towards the tower. Does have those rockets, so he can continue to chunk out that long range damage. They are sitting around the corner. There is that blue ward in that small bush just off to the side by Wraith buff, so blue team does know that if they're around there. That scrying ward doing a nice job. The damage onto Kale, will it be enough? Gak the system with the ignite running away. However, Olaf's going to find Baraxis, went in a little bit too deep as the rest of blue team went in. The power of the wards. They had the vision as the rest of the team comes in. Draco going ahead. Whoa! Using the Zanya. Sorry about that. To keep himself alive. There's that Leona ultimate locking down 2 members of purple team as Boop the system leaps in. They're going for the Heimerdinger. Meanwhile, you went to Jared and the Bullfrog just jumping straight on Tristana on the AD. She's going to have the rocket jump, though, to be able to jump off to the side, but not going to be enough. The knockup from Zinzo actually knocking locking her up in the middle of it, as Xin Zhao instead decides to jump on Gak the System. Ocelot having that Kale ultimate to keep herself alive for a little bit. You went to Jared just too tanky, finishing off the Kale, and now turning on to Bob the System as the Bullfrog jumps on Tristana. She tried to flash over the wall, but that fail flash meant her death as the Pimp Cane too strong coming in and finishing her off. You went to Jared actually leaping across the wall with that Vision Ward to jump to the minions just to keep alive, as now the Bullfrog chasing in onto Bob the System. Gonna get that Wither. May spell death for her as OGS Make It comes in from the sideline, has the stun up available, but the Q from Nasus. Pimp Cane too strong, finishing off the Warwick, and now turning on to OGS Make It. He is gonna push in onto her as well. The Pimp Cane does so much damage. Look at that, finishing her off as well. Double kill over to the Nasus, 7-1. Huge purple team picking up an ace, tying the kills up 14-14 with about 3k gold lead in their pockets. The Pimp Cane so strong coming out here as Susan bursts in onto this tower. Will he be able to get the tower down though before Olaf makes it to the tower? Sizzle Rizzle coming in, trying to defend the tower, knows he's not going to get a whole lot of damage onto, actually decides to go on Nasus anyway. Should have cleared those minions, Will. You know, bro. The Bullfrog finishing off that turret before backing off, knowing that now that they have an exposed inhibitor, they're going to have to play even more defensively. The Dragon is available, neither team having wards on it. All blue teams spending their wards on that top lane right around Baron, which really helped them out early on in that fight. But with the lack of focus and armor to stop the Bullfrog from just tearing through the enemy team, they were able to get it down. Nice Wither, going to slow that kill as she actually hesitated. Sizzle Rizzle also coming in, trying to get a little bit of damage, but not going to be enough. Having a little bit of speed boost, but now the blue team is here, though. They could try to go for the Dragon. There's actually no Olaf burns his Scrying Ward on the Tribush. I think he thought that he had one of those, a Trinket Ward, one of those just sight wards, so he meant to put it down in that Tribush, but instead the Scrying Ward went off, which meant they did not have vision for the Dragon, and purple team's just going to pick it up without a problem. Blue team making their way back over, though, towards the Baron. Nasus is going to go ahead and back off. He knows that he's got teleport. He can jump into a team fight if one breaks out, as blue team once again is going to try for this Baron. That's going to be a stun onto Gak the System, and we're going to take out that kill early on in this fight. Already finishing off one. Ocelot now grabbed the red buff from purple team's jungle. Going to back off as well. They're just around the corner. I don't think Braxis or Sarek know that they're there. If blue team jumps on the AD, it's going to be really, really bad for purple team. But that is actually what allowed them to almost win the fight. And the last time was they took Braxis out so early on. You went to Jared, no fear, jumping straight in onto Warwick. However, he's going to get the stun from the Heimerdinger, but Bob the System back with his own damage, going to do work. But the Heimerdinger's used the Zhonya's keeping himself alive. In the meantime, it's going to be a brawl fight up to the top right. We see Draco, however, going to try to back off. OSG Make It going to come in here, and then not going to get the stun just fast enough as Draco picks up a kill off on Sizzle Rizzle, as well as the Tristana. Now with the double kill, double buffs walking away. There's that super late Nasus teleport. You needed to be in the fight so much earlier. Bought the System finishing off. You went to Jared as well. There's all of the damage on OGS Make It. Look at the Pimp Cane finish her off. He does have double buff as well. Coming in huge. Not even caring. I'm late to the party, but no worries. The Pimp Cane is the way to go when it comes to these types of fights. Vayne did not go down. Braxis did not go down that fight, so was able to have a lot of damage throughout that, which really helped out Team Take It in that fight. Now 3 kills up and about 7k gold in the lead. They're looking for Baron. Team Stick It did have to recall completely, and the damage from that Pimp Cane should be enough to finish it off. Trinity Force finished, Spirit Visage finished, Frozen Heart finish. Huge coming out here for teams Take It, as that Nasus just massive the Bullfrog. 8-1, gonna be very, very punishing. The Pimp Cane, too strong indeed. The rest of the purple team making their way down. They're going to find Sizzle Rizzle. A nice stun from Heimerdinger. He's used the Ragnarok. Will it be enough with that Ignite burning away? He should be able to live through that, but that is a huge ability, the Ragnarok being taken out just to be able to escape from that. Ocelot using some nice wave clear. However, that's going to be Boop the System jumping in onto Draco, and that Heimer's going to go down real fast as the rest of the blue team jumps in here. Boop the System now 4-man strong on Team Stick It, jumping onto Braxis on the Vayne. Not going to be enough, and that is Warwick picking up the kill, just catching them out. Great job from Warwick leaping in to use that ultimate, finish off the Heimerdinger, one of the main sources of damage for Team Take It, and then just chasing hard onto the Vayne. There's the Bullfrog, though, hard to stop. That is the power of the Nasus running away. Get the slowdown, though. The rest of the team's here with the CC, and that is 5-1. The Pimp Game's not that strong. Can't take on 5 members and is going to go down. Despite, you see how long it took, though, 5 members to be able to take down the Nasus. Just so incredibly strong. And he's not even going to have a problem, though. 8-2, just still going to be huge every time that they fight. They call me a Carry King. Can't stop him. It is true. It is true. Support Soraka helping out, coming in huge in the game. She is sitting at a nice 2-2-10 so far in this game. Looks like the game is over at the 37-minute mark, but that means we still have 2 minutes of crazy action before the end of the game. 18 kills to 18 kills. Team Take It about 5k gold in the lead, but that's not the end of it just yet. 35 minutes in as these teams are still looking to be able to finish it off. It is really hard to say at this moment which team would actually win. Nasus is super strong, but if Team Take It is able to just focus him down, stop him, catch him out early, finish him off before they turn on the rest of the team, Warwick doesn't have a problem taking out Draco and Baraxis. Just really could just solo those 2 down himself, and the rest of the team can follow suit. But I think the Nasus may be just a little bit too fed so far. Already level 18, way ahead of the rest of his team. Look at it, he's 4 levels above Baraxis on the Vayne. That is just huge. Huge coming in. Tristana, though, 278 farm. Finishing off, whoops, still sitting on that speed up. Finishing off the last Whisperer as well, trying to get some damage on this Nasus, who is just so massive. That is going to be, you went to Jared, though, jumping in, starting us off on this team fight, though, going to get some damage. Ocelot being cut out so early, uses the flash, the Wither's down, though, will it be enough? Not quite. GS Make It actually gets the ultimate down onto Draco, but only slowing Draco and Sarek as Boop the System decides just to focus him down. However, now caught in a 1v5 as the rest of the team does not follow suit. Sizzle Rizzle throwing out the Undertow just to slow the rest of the team down, but that is Vayne with the speed boost along with the Wither and the slow. Sizzle Rizzle does not have the help to deal with so much soft CC. It's just going to go down hard. The Bullfrog on the Pimp Cane, double buff. Coming in here huge, 9-2. Watch him take out this inhibitor with only a couple of hits with the help of Baraxis as well. Massive damage with the Bork, Infinity Edge, and the Yumio's Ghost Blade. I can never say that item right. Kale looking to delay it just a little bit, using that ult off on herself, but despite using the ult, she did get knocked up, and that spells her doom as the rest of the team comes in. Ocelot trying to get a little bit of damage, not going to be enough. The Wither just slowing her attack speed so much that her damage is not able to finish off anyone. That is a beautiful Soraka ultimate coming out, healing everyone back to full health. Not going to make any kills in time, but no, Ocelot does! He finishes off Baraxis just before the game gets finished. The damage from the Tristana huge, grabbing a Zeal at the last second for the crit, and what a great game, finishing at 19 kills to 22. Team Take It, taking the win just as their name says. What a great game all in all. Thank you all for playing, and thank you all for joining. This is pretty fantastic. Thank you, Paladin QT, for the follow. You guys are pretty freaking awesome, and I hope to be able to grab some of your games in the future. That last kill was bullshit for Axis. Indeed, indeed. That was ridiculous. Are you guys going to... I'm going to ask real fast, are you guys doing a second one, or is that the only one of the night? Braxis is bad, brah. Nah, the crit damage from the Tristana, just super strong, super strong. Zero going for the platinum, can't stop the Zero. Can't stop the rock is the way to go. So that game, for just so you guys know, will be available both on Twitch as soon as I reset the stream, which will be in a couple of seconds here, as well as I'm going to try to upload it tonight to YouTube. So you should be able to find it on YouTube. Just follow me at that Shoutcast guy, or YouTube/user/that Shoutcast guy. And it is going to be under the title League of Legends Shoutcast Team Stick It versus Team Take It. So it is hard. You're not going to have a problem being able to find that if you want to watch that. So, Zero.